What's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another Portuguese maestro to review today. It's going to be the new Bruno Fernandes card. We're taking a look at a card who has 4-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot, right-footed, 5'10", high work rates. As you guys know, obviously, high work rates is a fantastic work rate to work with when playing in those midfield positions. So with him playing as a cam, I wouldn't necessarily use him there myself, because if he had the pace and then I gave him a finisher, then it would be cool. You could definitely use him for fun in that area, and I think he would definitely play it well, but you would definitely be lacking in the pace from time to time, right? So as of right now, with the way that this card is formatted, I think that the best way to set him up right now is going to be on the Shadow Chemistry style, because I can see him being used as one of your center mids if you're playing like a 4-3-2-1, 4-1-2-1-2, a 4-4-2 like we are in this review. He's going to be playing next to Renato Sanchez, right? So with Bruno Fernandes, we're taking a look at a card who has pace stats of 77, 73, which isn't actually terrible. And the Shadow Chemistry style +10/+10 for the mechanics of this game is perfectly fine, as long as he's working with those high work rates, high stamina, so no problem there. Shooting looks phenomenal on this card, right? So he does have a 3-star weak foot, which kind of sucks, but most of the plays that we are going to be working with is going to be on his right foot anyways, and for a midfielder, guys, it does look really good, right? 87 for attacking positioning, 83 finishing, 89 for shot power, long shots at 89. All of that stuff looks really good and can offer a good attacking presence when needed. Base card stats for passing is phenomenal as well. Definitely very nice to work with when it comes to making certain passes in certain positions. But as you guys know, inside the 18 can be a little bit inconsistent in general. So he might screw up from time to time. It depends, right? The thing that I want to experiment with the most is going to be in his dribbling stats, right? So with agility and balance at an 80 and a 79, I feel like that could potentially be a nuisance on the card because of agility and balance being super important in FIFA, in my opinion, right? So it's always a combination of different things, testing out the height with the body type and those two together with the other dribbling stats that he has, because the way that his dribbling stats is set up is that he has low-ish agility, balance, and dribbling. But obviously for the beginning of the year, it's really good. But again, you do need to test this out in-game, right? Base card stats for defending actually sit up pretty decent on the card. So with the Shadow Chemistry style, you know, you give him some defensive stats because, again, being able to defend and attack with high work rates is going to be a very important thing with a card like Bruno Fernandes. And then with the last stat here, we have physical stats, 78 for aggression to work with the pace that he has, 91 for stamina on the high work rates. Should be very nice to work with, right? So people are giving him a shadow, people are giving him an engine. I'm not going to hold you guys. An engine chemistry style could be a super ideal thing to give him as well. But I would personally only give him an engine if I was playing him in a 3 midfield setup, right? On a 3 midfield setup, improving the dribbling is not a bad thing because, yeah, your defensive stats are a little bit lower, but you have the other 2 midfielders that kind of require that attacking and defensive presence. So it's not a bad suggestion at all. That and the pace you would kind of have to work with as well, but just one of those things for sure, right? So with Bruno Fernandes, guys, we are going to be using him in a 4-4-2 formation, playing in the center mid area on balance instructions, right? So we'll switch between the cover wing and the cover center just to see how he plays across the pitch. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video today. Let's get started. Oh, from there, eh, João Cancelo? I wanted to try that, man. I wanted to see if it would actually come off there. Oh, Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, I tried the near post there because, again, I should have probably just done like a shot cancel to go for the far post, but near post is going to be covered in those areas. Oh, let's go, Bruno, with the double, the double. Oh, we worked that angle. We worked that angle. Nice. Little fake shots for the far post there. Or was that near post? I guess that'd be near post. Oh, dude, look at that. Look at that strike, man. Wow. The power strikes, dude, I'm telling you. The power strikes are so good, dude. Oh, well, you know what? We'll make that work. You know what I liked in that situation? I liked that when I did a through ball, it actually worked. That was cool. That was great. Nice little finish there by Maris, too. Utilizes the space well. Oh, Bruno with the defensive play. Let's get it, baby. Oh, Renato. I love you, Renato. Renato is like one of my favorite players in real life, so it's great that he's as good as he is this year. Oh! That's the new lob pass, by the ways. It's the double tap LBY. It's just like perfectly weighted, which I feel like they could have. They can maybe adjust a little bit. It's a little bit overpowered from certain angles, but the adjustment would have to be like very small. I don't even mind it that much, but there are moments where it's really overpowered. Oh, Bruno with the AI tackle. I love that. Aw, no chance. Come on, Bruno. You gotta be hitting those for me, baby girl. Again, I do feel like that's a low percentage strike for this game. Like, it's the distance away from the goalkeeper and stuff. Like, you gotta have, like, really high shooting stats for that to be consistent. So the one thing I will say about the Bruno Fernandes card is that his dribbling is really weird. Like, it's very, very weird. Like, this card should feel way better in that area, but I feel like it doesn't, right? It feels like the type of card where I have to give an engine chemistry style to, and that is unfortunate because the way that the midfielders work this year, it's more ideal to give them that shadow chemistry style. So that does feel like an unfortunate thing with this card for sure. Did I just miss that, Bruno? Oh man. And he was on side too, eh? He was on side too. He just let me down there. Come on, Bruno. We'll take that. We'll definitely take that. Nice little lob pass there to Bruno. Renato Sanchez doing well to make that pass. That was great. I love that. Go Bruno with the defensive play. Double defensive play. See, it's the dribbling though, man. The dribbling is so weird with him, bro. Like, Renato Sanchez dribbles better. Like, it's this thing where it's like he has like this sharp touch, you know? Like, or Bruno doesn't have it, but Renato, like, he has that sharp touch, which is great to work with. Because then I could give him a shadow, and I don't have to, like, be concerned about that stuff. Oh, almost had that, but Bruno Fernandj. Oh, come on, Bruno. You could tell that he has that thing on the ball, too, because the way that he goes for those defensive plays, like, there's, like, this, like, thing behind it. Renato is just, like, bang, bang, bang. Just a little bit of second man press utilization. Okay, guys, so final verdict on the new Bruno Fernandes card for FIFA 22. So in regards to how he performs in game, guys, some of the things that I noticed last year, the card definitely does the same this year, right? But you do have to remember that in last year's game, Bruno Fernandes hit a certain point from upgrades where he turned into a monster, right? The certain point last year was when he was a 92 Player of the Month card because of certain attributes missing to make his card as good as possible, right? So with this Bruno Fernandes card, we gave him a Shadow Chemistry style because we wanted to test out different things on the card. The one thing that I would say that I noticed the most when it came to the Bruno Fernandes card was the dribbling, right? I feel like the dribbling on the card could be better, right? I felt like it was going to be a little bit better, but there were moments where his dribbling felt a little bit off. I actually prefer Renato Sanchez in regards to his dribbling over this Bruno Fernandes card, which is interesting because if we search Renato Sanchez over here and we take a look at his dribbling stats, it kind of makes sense. Why? Because of the dribbling setup on agility balance with the 5'9" height. So he's a little bit shorter with an average body type, right? So for me personally, I felt like I enjoyed the dribbling on this card more than I did on the Bruno Fernandes card, which isn't necessarily a huge issue because the card is still really cool to use, especially for the links that you're working with. I feel like this card definitely needs upgrades. So it's very similar to last year where with I would say 2 or 3 variations of cards, he can turn into a monster, right? Because the main thing that needs to improve on this card is base card stats for dribbling and defending as much as possible, right? Because even base card stats for defending, you do notice even on a shadow chemistry style, right? So the shadow chemistry style giving him those defensive stats, he still defends well, just not as well as someone like Renato Sanchez. Like I felt like Renato Sanchez was absolutely incredible with his high work rates, pushing forward, coming back. Like I prefer Renato Sanchez over this Bruno Fernandes card personally, right? But it's the dribbling, man. The dribbling needs to be improved on this card as much as possible. Now, if you do unlock this card and you want to use him in a 3 midfield setup, it would not be a bad thing to give him an engine chemistry style because his dribbling will actually feel significantly better. You do have to be mindful of the pace, and you have to be mindful of the defending. The pace is not necessarily that big of an issue for the gameplay this year with the high work rates that he's working with. It's more the defensive stats from time to time, right? So I wouldn't personally recommend this in a 2 midfield setup, although it does work if you have a good defensive player next to him. But it is something that you have to be mindful of when using this card, right? So for this card at 164k in comparison to Renato Sanchez, obviously it's different types of links and whatnot, but I do prefer the Renato card. But with Bruno Fernandes, he's cool for what he is. The only thing that I noticed that bothered me the most was dribbling from time to time. His dribbling is very, very strange sometimes. That's one thing I will definitely admit to. The Shadow, yeah, defensive stats are not like crazy up there in stats, but he still defended well for what it was. But I just noticed the base card stats from time to time, right? So those 2 things, but mostly the dribbling for sure. So if you guys want to still buy the card, that's just something that you have to be mindful of when you use them. And that might surprise you in regards to dribbling. I feel like it could have been done a little bit better with agility and balance for the game mechanics, but still a cool card for what it is. It's just that those things you definitely notice for sure. But yeah, the shooting, love the shooting on the card. When he got into the right positions at the right time for those high percentage strikes. Again, having the high finishing, having the high shot power worked out really, really well on the card. Base card stats for passing was really nice. Obviously, inside the 18 can be inconsistent from time to time because of the FIFA mechanics. But then obviously 91 stamina, pushing forward, coming back, high work rates. Really, really cool to work with, right? So like I said, main thing that was a little bit weird was just the dribbling. The dribbling, he needs a couple, I think he needs like 2 or 3 upgrades for him to be a really, really solid card in this game, in my opinion. But yeah, the shooting was definitely nice and the passing was great. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.